Cloning a YouTube channel has never been this easy, which is exactly why I rebuilt one of the biggest faceless channels in its space.
Nobody handed Sarah a bill when she turned 22. No one sat her down and said, here's what the next 40 years are going to cost you if you just do what everyone else does. Graduate, get a job, get a car, get an apartment, maybe get married, buy a house, have a kid or two, take a vacation once a year, retire somewhere around 65.
And after perfecting the workflow, you can do the exact same thing in as little as a couple of hours. And in this video, I'm walking through the exact 4-step process using just Claude and Higgsfield and giving you the complete guide from picking the channel all the way to having your first video done. So the most important step in this whole entire process is finding the right channel to rebuild and pulling out the most important data out of it. And so the channel that I went ahead with is this faceless channel called Nick Invests. It has a pretty good subscriber count, has been consistently uploading, but most importantly, it has a winning format that is very, very simple to replicate with AI. And the way we're actually going to pull out all of the data we need is by running it through Claude, which will handle most of the actual work for us. So the way we're going to go ahead and start this off is with this one master prompt right here, which you can find in the description below. I'm going to leave everything you might need for this workflow down there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and crack open Claude. You can handle this with a free plan. Start a brand new chat and paste in our first prompt right here. Now, what this prompt will go ahead and do is tell Claude to act as a YouTube growth strategist and then walk us through the 4 phases it takes to get from an idea all the way to a finished video. So the first thing that it asks me for is the URL of the channel that I want to model. I'm going to go ahead and give it the link to the channel that I chose. And then it asks us for the transcripts of 2 to 3 of the top performing videos. So go ahead back into YouTube, make sure you sort the videos by popular, and then just copy over all of the 3 transcripts. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste all of them into Claude in a single message. And this is one of the coolest parts about this whole workflow. Claude actually starts analyzing the channel. We can see the hook patterns, the retention loops, and even the sentence rhythm. It does a very in-depth script writing analysis of the entire channel for you. Then it's going to give us 10 brand new video ideas that are written in the exact same approach that Nick Invests, or whatever channel you're using, would actually be using. So over here, it's really up to you. Out of all 10 ideas, The Quiet Cost of a Normal Life is probably the one I'm going with because I feel like it'll be the most relatable to viewers. I really like the hook, and it's going to be a perfect fit for the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and tell Claude what I pick. And now we have a fully modeled channel and a way to replicate it with any other one you want. Which brings us to the second step, and arguably the hardest part of this entire process if you don't know what you are doing, which is getting the script to not only sound like the channel you're cloning, but also actually be good. The master prompt we used in the very beginning already includes phase 2 of this framework, which is how to write the script. It includes all of the actual frameworks for how to open the hook, the pacing, where to drop the retention loops, how to structure the CTA, and all of that is already baked into the prompt. And then Claude moves into phase 2, and it just starts writing. It takes a little bit of time, but what we end up with is a 1,500 word script written in the source channel's exact voice. And here you can see it's actually looking really, really good. So the one thing you want to make sure you do is read it from start to finish, because you will need to make a couple of small adjustments. And if there are any bigger ones, you can go back and forth with Claude in the same chat, and it'll handle those for you as well. But the hardest part of this entire process is already out of the way, and we're ready to move on to the most important step of this entire workflow, which is, of course, getting the visuals ready for our video. And again, coming back to the way we've already set up our Claude conversation, it's sitting ready and waiting for the next prompt to give it. And so it asks for phase 3. And what it needs now is 5 to 10 screenshots from the source channel to capture and understand the visual side of things, so it can actually provide us with good enough prompts to make something really, really similar. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to the Nick Invests YouTube channel, open up a couple of videos in new tabs, and grab 10 screenshots of the character, the background, the entire thing, so the AI has the utmost information. I'll then go back to our chat, upload all of the screenshots into Claude in a single message, and drop in the next prompt right here. And then what it'll do is analyze the visual style, the same way it did with the script. It returns about 20 numbered image prompts in the correct chronological order, so we can move over to Higgsfield, which is the tool we're going to use to build out all of the imagery. I personally love Higgsfield because it's an all-in-one platform that includes all of the best AI models out there for image, video, and everything else. So if you want to follow along with this leg of the process, make sure you click the link link below. So the first thing you want to do when you log into Higgsfield is head over to the Image tab and click right here. Then you want to make sure you have the GPT Image 2 model selected. This is the model we're going to be using because of how good it is at combining different styles together. So I'm going to paste in my prompt, run the first generation, and this one comes back pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. And for the next prompt and every prompt that comes back after it, I make sure to always use the reference. So I run all the prompts and download the results. And here's what we end up with. I have 20 images ready to go. And once all of the images are done, we're moving over to my favorite part of the process. We start off by Claude moving into phase 4, and then it gives us 20 video prompts, already understanding what each image prompt is, formatted for Kling 3.0. So we'll switch over to the video generation section inside Higgsfield. Make sure you have Kling 3.0 selected. The settings are incredibly simple. It's going to be 5 seconds for most of the clips. If you really want to, you can go for 10 seconds for some of the bigger ones. That's totally up to you. 1080p for the resolution, 16:9 for the aspect ratio, which is helpful because we already have our images in 16:9. You upload the image, make sure you have the correct prompt, and then generate the video. I repeated the process for the rest of the videos, and now the visual assets are ready to be used. There is still one really crucial final step that's going to put all of this stuff together, which is actually generating all of the supporting elements. The first thing we need to get done is the voiceover. So this time, we're going to be heading over to 11 Labs. The free plan is going to be more than enough to get anything done. So you just log in and head over to the text-to-speech section. And here I'm going to go ahead and paste in the full script from step 2 right into the text box. Then you just go ahead and pick the voice that actually matches the energy you're trying to recreate and the channel you're cloning. For Nick Invests, that's definitely going to be a male voice, really narrative, and middle age. I personally went with Mark, but getting a different feel is just a matter of picking a different voice. So once you're happy with the voice, you click generate. And once you get a result that you like, download it as an MP3 and save it in your assets folder. And then we move over to CapCut for the final edit. So I'm going to piece all of this stuff together, make sure that everything matches, the voiceover with the videos, and some B-roll. And the most important rule is to cut to a new visual every 3 to 5 seconds, because long shots just get boring on the eye and you need to keep that retention up. And once everything is built up, here's the final result.
Nobody handed Sarah a bill when she turned 22. No one sat her down and said, here's what the next 40 years are going to cost you if you just do what everyone else does. Graduate, get a job, get a car, get an apartment, maybe get married, buy a house, have a kid or two, take a vacation once a year, retire somewhere around 65. Nobody priced that out for her, but the bill exists. It's always existed. And today I'm going to show you exactly what's on it. Let's start with the baseline. The average American household income right now sits at about $80,000 a year. That sounds like a lot until you remember that the federal government, your state, and FICA are all waiting at the door before you spend a single dollar. After taxes, the average household is taking home somewhere around $62,000. That is your starting number. That is the budget. Everything we're about to talk about has to fit inside that. Keep it in your head. Now let's build Sarah's life piece by piece. She needs somewhere to live. The median home price in the United States as of early 2026 is around $420,000. Sarah puts 10% down, which is $42,000, money she spent 3 to 4 years saving. She gets a 30-year mortgage at roughly 6.7%, which is close to where rates have been sitting.
And it looks absolutely amazing. And the best part is, this exact same workflow can be deployed across any channel and in any niche you can think of. So go ahead and sign up to Higgsfield using my link down in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.